Hey everybody, it's Dan Dannenmueller here today to talk a little bit about storage of pre-tied rigs. You know, this is a double hook rig. You can have single hook rigs any type you want. I want to store these after I tie them so they don't get all tangled up, and that I know exactly what I've tied up, and I keep them organized in a fashion where I can use them in the future and pull them out, and a great way to sort them and know where they're at. This product is called Rigrap. Storage for baits and pre-ties. What I've got here is one of my double hook rigs that I've tied up, just finished it, and I want to go ahead and store it for the future for when I get out on the water. The way to do that is I'll just go ahead and store it right on this Rigrap. You can see how I'm wrapping it around on the inside of this particular model of the Rigrap. And they go by color series. The orange series is good for 1/2 ounce and up as far as your weights go, as far as your jig heads go, that sort of thing. So you want to use the orange colored ones. There's a yellow series that's good for less than 1/2 ounce. And this particular model, you just close it, and it has a little door on it that you go ahead and click on it. It's all ready to store. It has vent holes in it that keeps your bait, if you use it and it's wet, and you put it back in here, it's going to dry out. It's not going to rust up on you. It allows the air to flow through. If you notice, there's vent holes on the back as well. What I do with these, once I'm done with them, I'll put them into my little storage box. And these storage boxes can be bought individually. These are each an individual blue container that you get from Rigrap that will hold 6 of these orange models, and it'll hold double that amount of the yellows. And as you can tell, they have little slots on them so that you can hook them together and make them into what I call cases or platoons of Rigraps. And what I do is I'll have empty ones and full ones in these racks, and I separate them. So as I'm tying them, I'll put my fills in, and then once I put in my fills in here, then I go ahead and put them into my cases, my larger cases. And I go in and I have a numbering code that I put on here. It tells me what kind of jig head that I have here. And if you see in here, I've got a 2-digit code. Basically, it's telling me whether it's a PNS jig or ours Roadrunner. I've got some rattling heads, and so I can store all these baits, and I know exactly where to go to get them. So when I go to the lake and I figure out what heads I want to use, I can get my smaller little cases and I can swap out and pull from those and put the jig heads I want to use for that particular day and for that lake into a smaller box, and I'll put those right up on the deck with me for the fishing for that day. So I've got them right there in front of me, and I can use them as I go. One other thing that I use these for is for leaders for cranks. And what I'll do on the crankbaits is I'll go in and pre-tie a bunch of these leaders, and I'll put them on here end to end. So I'll clip them together, and I can put up to about 8 of these in a box and in one of these containers. And again, this is just a Rigrap, and you see I've got 2 of them hooked together here. This is my leader for a crankbait, and I've got clips on both ends, and I can put them end to end to end on here, and I can, like I said, do up to about 8 of these as I store them. That way then, when I do 8 rods out there for pushing, or 6 rods, or however many, I've got the number that on here that I need, and I've got spares if I need to retie some. So this is one great way, Rigrap is one great way to store your baits and keep them dry, keep them useful, have them in your boat. I'll put these in my rod lockers, and I've got, right now I'm carrying about 150 of them right at this moment. I'll have more of those as the new season comes on board. I'll have everything in here, that way I can pull them out, pair them out by color, by type. Great way to store them, great concept. This is Dan Dannenmueller. You have a great day crappie fishing.